And the second fight of the night, we got a great matchup here. At another flyweight fight, we got Cody Durden. He's going to be taking on Jake Hadley. And Hadley, he's a English prospect, and he's kind of worked himself back into the position that he was in before he debuted. He lost his debut, which dropped his stock quite a bit when Al Nascimento decisioned him, but his last two fights, he submitted Candelario in the second round in November of 2022. And then last year, or earlier this year in March, he knocked out Malcolm Gordon. So he's getting to switch up an opponent here. He was supposed to fight Tagir Ulanbekov, who also is a heavy wrestle first fighter. So Hadley should be pretty prepared for what Cody Durden is going to bring. But Cody Durden has proven himself to be one of the best wrestlers in the flyweight division. He's on a 3-fight win streak, and he earned himself a big win his last fight over a former LFA champion in Charles Johnson. He is 4-2 at flyweight in the UFC, and one of his losses against Jimmy Flick, he was dominating, got caught in a triangle. I feel like he got just overconfident and made a mental error in that fight, so he easily could be 5-1. And he's jumping in here on short notice. He was eager to do so because of the card being in Tennessee. He's a country boy, so obviously this is going to be him with the crowd behind him more than likely. And he's also expecting to, if he goes through this fight and nothing happens, fight again on September 23rd against Bruno Silva. So if he can come out of the Hadley fight unscathed, he's going to pick up 2 paychecks in quick succession. And he's the underdog, so he's going to have to prove the odds makers wrong yet again, but he's been the underdog in the majority of his UFC fights. And his opponent, Jake Hadley, style-wise, he's a very aggressive guy. On the feet, Hadley stands tall. He likes to pressure. He bounces in out of range. He has a good jab, good rear cross. 1-2s are fast. He's accurate. He's powerful. And he throws nice kicks, too. His leg kicks are probably going to be a big part of the game plan in this fight. He has good kicks to all parts of the body, though. He'll attack the body really effectively. He, in his last fight, landed a right hook that shut Malcolm Gordon down. And he needs to set up his kicks here, work the leg kicks before the body kicks, because against Al Nascimento, he did get taken down in the first round early off of a body kick. And you know what Hadley needs to do in this fight is keep it standing. He needs to cut the cage off, back Durden up, and work his boxing. Defensively, his offense is his defense. He doesn't really move his head. He stands tall, which leaves his body there to be hit. But he's a big flyweight. He's durable. He packs power. So he almost invites taking a few to land his own. And in the pocket, he's really good at staying calm and picking his shots, going body head, and usually he can get the better of that. Cody Durden is a guy who has a lot of knockdowns and even knockouts, though, so Hadley has to respect Durden's power. And Hadley is a solid wrestler. He's a really good grappler. He trains out of one of the better grappling gyms in England. He's been able to out-wrestle and submit some UK fighters. He has a fast single, pretty good double. Top control is really good. Heavy top pressure. He likes to get to the back mount, and when he can get there, he'll flatten guys out and try to take the neck. He has questionable defensive wrestling, though, and really hasn't faced too many wrestlers or too many guys that have pedigree in amateur wrestling like Cody Durden does, so this is going to be a good test for him. He has shown a good guard and good flexibility. He'll go rubber guard and try to hit omoplatas or go-go platas, and he has good triangles, arm bars. We've seen him hit a triangle off his back in the UFC already, and he has great flexibility, so he can use submissions to sweep really effectively as well. And I definitely believe that Hadley's Jiu-Jitsu could potentially pose a factor to Durden if Durden sits in his full guard. I feel like Durden is going to want to try to avoid being in the guard when he gets a takedown. But if you watch Hadley's fight with Nascimento, Alan Nascimento, who's another very high-level grappler, Hadley did give up the double legs very easily, and I feel like Cody Durden's wrestling is on another level than Nascimento's. But as far as the grappling went, Nascimento was able to defend the submissions. He did get swept in the first round, but he reversed right back, and Hadley made some basic mistakes. Like, he was too hasty going to the back a couple times and got reversed, and was too patient and spent too much time kind of hunting for submissions off his back. And he needs to use that experience for this fight to get back to his feet and not have so much faith in his jiu-jitsu, because maybe he could catch Durden, but it's unlikely you're going to catch very many guys, playing guard at the UFC level. Cody Durden, his style is he's definitely wrestle first, but he's an underrated striker. He's improved his composure and his defense, and he's getting better with his hands. He's always had power, and fighters have to respect his wrestling. So when he feints the level changes, he can come in and land the uppercuts, land the overhands, and he has power. I mean, the guy can hit hard. He also closes the distance quickly, and he's improved his jab, and he also throws some decent kicks, straight punches a little bit more than he used to. And if he's in the pocket, I think he could definitely hurt Hadley, and he could maybe catch Hadley as he's coming in with a big shot and hurt him early. But if he starts to get backed up and put along the fence and Hadley can cut him off and deny the takedowns, he could get pieced up. But Durden is very, very durable. The only time we've seen him hurt was when he got hit with that flying knee against Makayev, and he recovered extremely fast, but then just got caught in that choke. And he has great conditioning, so I feel like it's going to be very hard to get him out of there with body shots or anything like that either. But we have seen him, just because he has such a taxing style, like he'll shoot 10, 15 takedowns in one fight. He can slow down a little bit, but his opponents are also going to slow down with his pace. And he's an elite wrestler, extremely fast level changes, a lot of different finishes. He can chain wrestle. He's super gritty. When he gets on top, he's aggressive with the ground and pound, good back takes, good back control. He does a good job hitting mat returns, tiring guys out, wearing them like a wet blanket. And he should have a huge advantage in the wrestling, in my opinion. But you can't panic and shoot bad takedowns. You still need to set them up. Hadley will try to attack the neck if you shoot in with sloppy shots. And he just has to respect the guard of Hadley. Like his last fight with Charles Johnson, he did a really good job of getting to the back and slamming and then kind of working from that wrestle ride position, hitting mat returns, avoiding being in the guard. And if he could do that in this one, that's going to be what he has to do, because being in the guard of Hadley is definitely the worst position to be if you're on top for Durden, and staying out of it, grinding on him is going to be where you win this fight. And I'm not saying that he can't win the fight by getting in Hadley's full guard, defending the submissions, and then beating him up, but it's just a little bit more risky. And Durden has to come to submission a couple times before, so he has to be aware and locked in. But I feel like he looked really good in his last fight. He went and started training in ATT, and it's an awesome matchup, man. I'm glad Cody Durden is a gangster, and he decided to come and save this matchup. And he really should be ready to go, because he's been in Florida training in ATT, and he's someone who wants to get into the title picture. He's always working, staying ready. Both fighters have path to victory here. If Durden can use his up-down style, feint the level changes, come over the top with heat, and get Hadley's respect with the hands, then take him down, push the pace, he can use his wrestling and secure the win. If Hadley can sprawl and brawl, rip the body, put the pressure on Durden, he could tire him out and eventually take him out. But Hadley, if he's taken down, he needs to use jiu-jitsu to get up, not try to submit. Maybe submit early, but if the submissions aren't working and you see that, don't really burn a whole round trying to get a submission. For Durden, I would try to get takedowns, like I said, where you're landing in that wrestling right position, or you're getting to the back from standing, or slamming and landing in side control. Try to avoid being in the guard. Cardio-wise, I would say both guys have elite cardio, but Durden is a little bit more active. And I feel like Durden is going to show Hadley he needs to go and work on his wrestling just that bit more. Hadley's consistent with basic effective striking, but I don't think he has the wrestling defense to stop Durden from taking him down, and I think he's going to fall victim into believing that he could submit Durden, which is going to let Durden get Hadley tired and drain the clock. And I think the striking will even up after that too, and I feel like Durden is going to be on the gas, on the wrestle gas the whole fight. If Hadley isn't infatuated with the takedown early, though, I wouldn't be shocked if Durden clips him and knocks him down, puts him on alert, or even knocks him out. I feel like Durden can match Hadley in the power perspective in this fight too. And he's training with excellent flyweights like the champ Pantoja. So he should be ready for that submission game. And his cardio, he could shoot 20 times a fight or more. I feel like Durden is going to get the upset here. I think he's going to come in here. He's hungry. He's going to be having the crowd on his side. And I think he's going to use that American wrestling to pick up the victory.